Alright, this is the beginning of a brand new video. We're in Butte, Montana, and we're at a memorial. This was the largest copper mining state in the country or world or something, but I'm going to turn this over to Jenny and let her give you the details on it. Brand new video, Butte, Montana. Neat place. This is just a panorama. This is an interesting place. This is the old mines. I think there's one active mine left, and that's looking down in the valley. There's the Butte airport out there, and Wally World's right across from that airport, but it's pretty well surrounded by mountains. Kind of a neat place. Butte, Montana. Impressed with all these mountains. This is looking back to the west, back toward Missoula, where we came from yesterday. Just a quick little scan. Can't get away from these mountains. These are the Rockies. Today is July the 18th. There's Wally World. There we are. I don't know if you can see us over there in the corner. But we're in Butte, Montana, and we're leaving here and going to Interstate 15 and go south. We're in a huge cemetery and go down to Yellowstone and Teton. But I couldn't leave without this right here. This is tombstone of Evel Knievel, Robert Craig Knievel. Somebody left him a bottle of whiskey. I bet you if you took it and drank it, you'd be cursed forever. But Butte's an interesting place. It's old and old copper mining, but I want to show you this. This right here was placed. This is a duplicate. Was placed down on the Snake River where he jumped that famous jump that he did, one of the big ones. But anyway, a little overcast today. That's it for Butte. One more little thing about Evel. That's maple syrup, not whiskey. I'm not going to take it anyway. But here are his grandparents right next to him. And I asked some people where his parents were buried, and nobody seems to know. But see you, Evel.
We're in the Beaverhead Mountains of southern Montana, heading down I-15 south. This was the end of the Lewis and Clark Corps of Discovery's boat ride. From here on, they had to do away with their boats and start portaging over the Continental Divide, the Rocky Mountains right there. We're in southeastern Idaho looking directly at the Teton mountain range. That one in the middle is the Grand Teton Mountain, elevation 13,700 something feet. Teton River. This is Idaho farm country. Cows. Hay, alfalfa. Potatoes. Huge valleys. These valleys are about 50 miles across, which is a lot different from the eastern mountain ranges. But we're looking at the Grand Tetons. Be heading over there tomorrow. We're going to enter from Jackson, Wyoming.
Today's July the 21st. We just came up through Teton Pass, and as many miles as we've traveled, I've never seen. This is a Jackson Hole area here. The clouds, fog sitting down in the valley there. We're going to the Great Tetons. I'm the slowest guy on the road. I can't believe it. Everybody's speeding up through here, but not me.
We just came through Jackson, Wyoming. The whole valley area is called Jackson Hole. There are the Grand Tetons and ski slopes that you enter from Jackson.
The Grand Teton Visitor Center, and we're getting ready to do about a 40-mile loop road up here. There's the big boy. That's the Grand Teton, 13,700 plus feet. So I'm going to load you down with Teton today. See how much you can tolerate. Our first roadside stop, about 2 or 3 miles north of the visitor center. What's interesting is how flat this country is once you get off the mountain ranges. And there's the tree line down there is the Snake River. We'll get an overview of that here pretty soon. Or Tetons. This is the Snake River, and this river flows into Yellowstone, out of Yellowstone, down through here. We're south of Yellowstone, and flows 1,000 miles, and it joins up with the Columbia River and flows into the Pacific. This is the Snake River. Lewis and Clark were on this thing, but not here. I think it was south and west of here. More Tetons. Let me know when you've had enough. A little shot. There's some people floating down the snake. That's a pretty good size. I can't zoom in on this thing, but that's a pretty good size boat. There are probably 7 or 8 people on there, and they're flowing down the Snake River. It'll be a neat trip. Commerce section of the Snake River, and it's supposed to attract or have a lot of wildlife here, but the only wildlife we see are those people right there on float paddle boards and what that is up there on that point. Jenny said they look like pelicans, and that's Mount Moran. I think that's where you pronounce it in the background. Jackson Lake Dam and Reservoir. Jackson Lake is a natural lake, but in 1911 they built this dam and raised the level of the lake an average of 39 feet, so they could dispense the water during the summer for agriculture and so forth downstream. Pretty, and I think that's still that Mount Moran right there. On the loop road, and we've made a turn south, and we'll go down this road over here on the east side of these mountains and go back to Jackson and go back to Tetonia, which is where our bus is. We've moved a little closer to the mountains. I told you I was going to give you all this you could stand, but these are impressive. See that dark thing, chute looking thing in the middle of that top of that mountain? That's almost perfect. It looks like somebody went up there and poured that thing. Maybe it's a lava flow or something, but these things are impressive. Almost finished. I see a lot of folks doing these motorcycles in groups, having a blast. Our friend Glenn Newcomer from Savannah left yesterday from Savannah riding up to Sturgis, which is in South Dakota. That'll be an interesting trip. Lake Jenny, look how clear that water is. We're just about finished with our loop road, and this is a last shot. Well, I say it is from in here. There's the big boy right there of the Tetons. Hope it didn't overdose you. No, there's the big boy right there in the middle. Mighty pretty out here. Alright, that's it for the Tetons. We're on the way back out of the Tetons. We've been traveling for about 18,000 miles on the bus, and this is the first wildlife we've seen. These are elk. That's a herd of elk over there, and they all look like cows. I don't see any bulls in there, and we see no antlers, but that's a big herd. Got people stopped along the road. Look like this will put you in the Tourist Hall of Fame right here. When we first started this morning, our little trek down to Jackson and into the Tetons, this valley right here, I videoed it. It was full of clouds, but it's cleared out now. It's a pretty day. Wind's blowing a little bit, but we're probably 8,000 or 9,000 feet, and we're right at the peak, right there. So we're going to cross a hill, and then it's a 10% grade down to floor level again. This video, we're back in Tetonia. We went over today to the Tetons. It's a 152-mile round trip, and I think they got Wi-Fi here. I believe I can get this video out, so here it comes. Hope you like the Tetons.